Well, welcome. My name is Mr. Friend, and I work with Mr. Akers, who is also visible. Yeah, there you go. Again, this is a full auto shop, and we do everything in the shop. We've serviced transmissions and engines, the largest components in the automobile itself, rear ends, tires, and brakes all the time, steering suspension components, alignments. The students have to learn by doing it. There's just no other way around it. You can't study experience. You have to get in there and do the work. And that's what Mr. Akers and I are here for, is to guide you in this field, to learn the field and to be engaged with the field. A lot of students come in here with some random skills, strong in this area, strong in that area. Your point in being here is to be a balanced technician, is to learn everything, learn documentation, learn looking up technical manuals, learn to do diagnostic, learn the system. Learning the system, all the names and the parts, say charging system or electrical system, for example, is only half of it. It's only 50% of understanding an area. The other half is the tooling, and 25% of that is the tooling, and the other 25% is the diagnostics end of it, which is a smaller portion. The larger chunk of an understanding of something is knowing what the parts are, what they do, what they're called, where they're located. But the diagnostic is the smaller part, but it's the most complicated. So we do cover all 8 areas of the automobile, starting with engines, and then it would be transmissions, manual and automatic transmissions. And then we get into steering suspension, and that includes the alignment rack behind me, the red 4-post lift. We cover automotive brakes and then automotive electrical. Your car is filled with electrical. And I don't want to scare you, but electrical is located all over the entire automobile. So I have a question for you. Can you think of one area in your automobile that does not have electricity? Give you a second to answer that. One area on your vehicle, one part, general area or field on your automobile that does not have electricity. And I don't want to scare you. Electricity is not that difficult. So and I know some people, they hate electricity. Well, that's okay, because you'll learn 4 basic faults, 5 basic parts to a circuit. We'll break it all down, organize it, where you're walking away a lot more comfortable with it, a lot more satisfied, with the content. So not to worry there. So we said electrical, that was the last thing. 2 more areas to identify is HVAC, which is heating, ventilation, air conditioning. As a matter of fact, that's on the agenda this year to cover. We don't get into that until April. And then the very last part to cover is what we call engine performance. And the old school name of that is drivability, which is comprehensive to all the areas, not every single one put together, but bits and pieces from several of them and a majority of a couple of them. So it's the most comprehensive area of all. And the students will walk out of here. When you're all done as a senior, almost to graduate, you will earn 1 credential minimum called maintenance and light repair. It's the student version of the ASE, the ASE seal that you see on most automotive repair facilities. It's that blue seal. That's the ASE. So there's a student version of that we give here. And we've had students earn 1 minimum and all the way up to 10 of those certifications. So all 8 of the areas just mentioned, plus a couple others that are MLR, 2 other forms of the MLR, which are even bigger than the maintenance and light repair. So it's quite impressive when a 17-year-old and 18-year-old walks away with 10 certifications, and there's even more to earn. And that's not, that is a tremendous goal, and it's a tremendous focus, but the goal is to learn it, is to get placed in a job, is to have real success, have real experiences. This is not a slim chance like winning the lottery. Everybody is going to gain all these skills. You come in here, you're going to learn, you're going to be engaged, you're going to get a job. We have businesses they call us seeking technicians, seeking new student technicians like you to hire. There are a lot of jobs. You can really, it's the technicians market right now, really. You can go and work anywhere. Dealerships, independent repair businesses. You can get into the unusual things like getting into transmissions, which is a specialized field. We had some students, they even gone into the engineering side of the business after this, doing some research for brake parts just down the street. The student ran and operated a brake part, what do you call that? Dynamometer, where they did research for all the manufacturing companies that tested their brake parts in one business just down the street. Kid worked there for about 3 years. They helped him through his college degree. And after, I think, another year or so, he moved on and went to a different business. But there are some tremendous opportunities, and it begins here. And it begins with being in the class, being in the program. This is a semi-facilitated environment. You're working with Mr. Akers and myself. You're not working alone. It's not independent. We take safety very seriously. The most important safety point in this shop is lifting a 5,000-pound vehicle in the air, and to do it successfully. And this is a former student of about 5 years, Austin Valentage, and he has a quick testimony of his experience here in the program. I'm going to attempt to play this.
My name is Austin Valentage. I was in the automotive program at the OSTC. From there, I went to the University of Northwestern Ohio, graduating with a degree in automotive and high-performance technology, leading me into today, where I work at the Chrysler Tech Center, driving vehicles, testing their emissions. The OSTC automotive program is a great program, giving you the basic knowledge and fundamentals for the automotive industry. I learn something new every day in this field, and it all started right there at the OSTC. I would not be where I am today if it was not for that program.
This is another student, Chris Polakis, was here just last year, finished his 2 years out. By the way, this is a 2-year program, the only one in transportation that's a 2-year program. We wouldn't be able to cover all the automobile in just 1 year. Chris did an excellent job, hardworking student, very knowledgeable student, kind of a quiet guy. And he did terrific in the shop, and he is now working for a Lexus dealership, and he is ambitious. He's buying tools, and he's not an unusual story. We have a lot of students, and it's no glory to us. It's just the system. It's the technical education system that teaches you skills that you need right away that you can apply in the job the same day and be successful at it. You're learning a trade. And we have many stories of student success. And here is a career tree that illustrates your careers in the industry with entry levels on the bottom right, and technical careers where you can be led in the industry, getting into management. Students are to support ASE master technician, and then on the right side, the professional side, on the very top, you can get to engineering, electrical, and all forms of engineering. Management is very important. I mean, I actually have a paper I add to this for the parents, is a list of 100, and I mean literally 100 different positions in all of the transportation industry. It's a lot more than you think. Here are the areas of the automobile listed again on the left-hand side under the curriculum. Those are all the areas that we cover, and the certifications available are on the right. And those are the ASE certifications that you can earn. And the ASE MLR is the one you will earn. It's called G1 MLR, on the second page. And this page here lists the certifications available through Michigan State Secretary of State office. And there are 8 of those for automobile. There's actually 19 offered by the state. 8 of them are auto, 2 are collision, and 6 are heavy truck. And those are available. And we have a location right down the street. They cost $6. They have been updated recently. They were quite outdated, but they're in competition with the ASE. But you need credentials in the industry to get a job and to work legally in the business. And this is what our job is all about. Not necessarily just to teach to the test, because that's not what we do. Is we want to teach the whole area. I wish we had a lot more time to go into greater detail, but we have 457 hours per year. And our curriculum is 540 hours according to the organization that accredits us, similar to the ASE. So that does give us about 100 hours to emphasize in other areas that we seem to be more important. Lots of time in the shop. So Fridays are full shop days, Mondays are full shop days, and we are in the shop just about every day. There's not days where you're sitting in the classroom for 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours is a chunk of time for you to every single day of the week. And you can really learn a lot. You can be engaged in quite a bit in 2.5 hours. So there's at least an hour shop time, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Monday, Friday are full shop days for you to be engaged in. Now, of course, you got to be working and engaged in the work. So students so what do you work on in the shop? Well, you work on your vehicle in the shop. Students are oftentimes vested in their own learning, learning the area on their own car, right? And we have customer vehicles. We have shop-owned vehicles, shop components. Every once in a while, we are done with the school-owned vehicle. So what we'll do is we'll take that car apart and we'll save the good parts and we'll scrap the rest. We shelve things. We pull out, say, a starter motor, for example, off the shelf, go through the starter motor, take it apart, reassemble it, identify it, operate it, put it on the bench, put a power pack on there from a battery, watch that starter take off. So there's a performance task to do in the shop, and you'll walk out of here much more confident about knowing how to operate those things and test them. We discussed the testing. We also have work-based learning opportunities that we place you in the job. I'll go pound the pavement. I'll go to a business and introduce myself, make cold calls, say, hey, I've got a student that is looking at your business. I'll like to try to find a job closer to the student's home to make it convenient. And I'm not very fond of getting you a job unpaid. You're worth your labor. And I like to get you a job where they pay you at least $9, $10, covers gasoline and your time, and you're learning on the job. You're learning under a skilled technician, the field directly. It's a terrific experience. Minimum 1 day of the week, maximum 4 days of the week. And it just depends on what suits the student. So we can talk about those details. And on the right-hand side, you can see a photograph of some students that were just passing by. They were visiting the building and touring this area of I think the 2 or 3 choices that they had. And we got them engaged. That's the best way to find a leak in a tire is to submerge it in a tank of water, and you'll find a small leak, a bead leak, or you'll find a big leak with a nail or something in the tread. It's all about knowing how to perform the correct test to find the problem swiftly so that you can get the car repaired. How do you apply for the program? So go to this link, and this is for next school year. And there is an application date there, an application deadline. And there is a QR code. You have to activate your camera to operate this. And you can go ahead and apply there. And I believe they'll grab your phone number and have your contact information to communicate with you. But we also love to see you. Come on in and for a visit, whenever that arrangement will work. We'd love to see you. Come on in anytime and see what we're doing,